You are listening to an exclusive interview here on Maximum Threshold. Maximum Threshold radio show is every Saturday night from 8 to 11 p.m. exclusively at MaximumThreshold.net.
Okay.
Maximum Threshold, you're on the air.
Unfortunately.
Hey, Dom, what's up? Paul Shortino.
What's going on, Paul?
Is this the real Paul Shortino?
I called you a few minutes late.
Oh, that's all right, man. So how's the black carpet thing going down there?
Everything's rocking, man. We're here at the KISS mini golf black carpet thing.
Nice. How's the reception for that over there?
For the KISS mini golf thing, it's packed. It's crowded. There's a lot of guys that are dressed up like KISS.
Mm-hmm.
Is Gene collecting money?
With a name like Shortino, I feel really small around these guys.
Is there any Vinnie Vincents out in the crowd?
I haven't seen Vinnie Vincent probably since 1990.
No, I meant anybody with their face
paint. Oh, you mean
painted.
any lookalikes? No, I think it's all Paul Stanley, Gene. Now it looks like this Tommy Thayer, you know.
Is Gene threatening any of them with a cease and desist letter for trying to look like him?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not going to even go there. I'm not going to touch that one.
No, because
all I know is that I curbed my wife's Cadillac, and it cost me a tire to get here tonight.
Wow.
Are there any mini KISS midgets at the mini golf?
Yeah, there are mini KISS midgets here. That I can definitely. That's an affirmative.
Is there a mini Rodrigo there by any chance?
I don't know. I didn't see mini Rodrigo, but I did see. I did see a few trolls running around. We watched The Hobbit last night. I see a few of them here, actually.
How was that movie, by the way?
Long.
That's what she said.
It was actually quite good. Actually, we're going to watch it again. Me and the wife, we play Lord of the Rings all the time, and it was kind of like the game. You know, it started out in the Shire, and what's his name?
Bilbo Dildo Baggins. Does he end up in Uranus?
Yeah, Bilbo Baggins. You know, it starts out there like the game. Actually, you know, you got to get out of his house. Except he's trying to get everybody out of his house. All these people show up. It was actually really good. I want to see it again because I had to step away from the TV for a few things to deal with.
So, aside from playing mini golf, what have you been up to?
I've been tracking some songs on my days off here from the Raiding the Rock Vault, which is at the LVH Las Vegas Hilton. It used to be, but now it's just a Las Vegas hotel. And it's an all-star cast of rock stars doing cover songs from the 60s, 70s, and 80s, and $1 million production show by put together with lasers and 5 LED screens designed, and the history of rock and roll at its finest, put together by Paul Dexter as far as the production with the lights and staging stuff, and then David Gershenbaum, who has produced Bryan Adams and Tracy Chapman, with actors and actresses that are in the show, and John Payne from Asia. It's his concept with Sir Harry Cowell from Britain.
Oh, okay.
And it's quite an ensemble with Howard Leeds on guitar, Tracy Guns on guitar, and John Payne playing bass, Andrew Freeman from Offspring and George Lynch Band, and Jay Schillen, who's been with Asia and Hurricane, and myself, Robin McCauley from Michael Schenker and Survivor. Also, Michael T. Ross, who's performed with Lita Ford for a while. And we have guest stars. Last 10 days, we had Bobby Kimball from Toto, and starting up on Monday night, we have Joe Lynn Turner for 3 weeks.
Oh, cool. So is there a lot of ego stuff going on over there?
Ego stuff?
Yeah.
Any
You
egos?
say eagles or ego?
Egos.
Ego, EGO.
Yeah, we don't think Joe Walsh is
that-
showing up.
That's not allowed. That's not allowed in the show. All the people that are in the show basically were handpicked for that reason, that there wouldn't be any egos.
Nice. Yeah,
I've gotten calls from everybody I haven't heard of. Do they need anybody subbing? And I say, you know what? I'm just a cast of the ensemble, and I take off and tour Spain in May and leave on the 6th of May, and then I come back on the 25th and pick my spot back up in the show. I do my own rendition of Jim Morrison and Mick Jagger, and then we collectively do songs together, and then there's medleys of 70 songs and medleys of 80 songs, and I'm fortunate enough to do a little Robert Palmer and David Coverdale, and
cool.
seem to be doing just fine. And a little Guess Who from the 70s, a little American Woman.
Mm-hmm.
But I put my own spin on it, and everybody does put their own spin on it. That's what we try to do, it as close to the record, but at the same time we put our own signature on the songs, you know. There's only one Jim Morrison, and I don't want to try to be him, you know.
Yeah, why would you? He's dead.
I come out and do Paul Shortino version of Jim Morrison, and it's my voice. And,
that's right in your wheelhouse,
I'm just
too.
Lucky to have a deep voice.
Do you have really big balls? Since your voice is so deep?
Yeah, let me tell you. I've got those, too.
I had a question.
Dave wants to see him.
No, I don't want to see him.
That's his question.
No, my question is, now you used to be with Quiet Riot for a while, right?
Yeah, and they're actually they were in town this weekend.
Are you allowed to talk about your time with Quiet Riot or no? Because we tried to get an interview with another singer of Quiet Riot, and we were blacklisted for that.
Really?
Yes.
You know what? I have no hard feelings towards anyone in my life because, you know, that's those kind of feelings only attract more negative feelings. I haven't really anything bad to say about the band. I'm sorry to hear that whoever is singing, I don't know anymore who's singing. I met one guy, Mark, who I think it was quite a few years ago. It was on my birthday, and it was the first time that Frankie and myself and Sean McNabb actually performed Stay With Me Tonight. So I had met Mark that night, and they were just trying to get my, I guess it was my a blessing for him to sing, and Mark sort of looked like an early Kevin and sounded like Kevin. So I think, to be quite honest with you, Quiet Riot should be just doing a tribute at this point for Kevin DuBrow because he's gone, and he was Quiet Riot as far as I'm concerned. When I was in the band, they actually wanted to change the name to Delinquent Dogs, which would have probably been a good idea. So I stepped into that position where it was Kevin's band, and it never sounded like Quiet Riot. And I didn't want to try to sound like Kevin because there was only one Kevin DuBrow, God rest his soul. So, and he was a good friend of mine, and I only wish him that he's up with the angels in heaven, and they should be having a tribute to Kevin and moving on because Frankie's really the only guy that's left in the band. Rudy has nothing to do with the band, and nor does Carlos. Yeah. So.
Well, I can tell you this, though. I mean, and this is just my opinion on stuff, is that I've seen many of my favorite musicians pass on over the years, and only one time I ever cried was when I found out about Kevin DuBrow. Because he was my teenage years, he was my angst, he was my anger, he was my fun. You know, Quiet Riot was my thing in the 80s, and that's the only time I ever cried is when he died. So,
well, you know what? He was a good dude. I knew him, and it was an honor to try to step in his shoes because you know what? I never felt comfortable in the position. Like I said, they should have changed the name, and they wanted to 2 weeks before or 2 months before the album was released, and Spencer wanted to change the name to Delinquent Dogs, and it was all a political thing. I had my own manager. I've actually cried quite a few times since we've lost some great people. One of them was Ronnie James Dio, and I cried really a lot at his memorial singing In My Life, and so many of my friends that were there shed a tear when I started to shed a tear because they were kind of holding back, and when I couldn't hold it together, and I kind of made everybody kind of just show their true feelings, how they felt about what was going on. But God rest his soul. We lost another great rock and roll hero, and Kevin and Ronnie Montrose. If there's a rock and roll heaven, that's one hell of a band up there right now with Keith Moon and John Bonham and Morrison, Janis Joplin, Hendrix, all of them.
Mel Carter.
Mel Carter, Keith Moon.
So what other big bands were you offered slots in?
What other good movies do you watch? One or the other?
Well, I've been offered quite a few positions elsewhere. I've filled in for Jack Russell from Great White, but basically, I'm just who I am, and I've done a lot of solo stuff, and I'm grateful for being in this incredible show about the history of music, and that's really what it is. It's not a bunch of rock and rollers up there bloviating. It's an ensemble, and everybody is grateful to be a part of it. It's an incredible experience. Everybody from the ages of 4 to 84 can see this show. It's unbelievable.
Well, why'd you... 84. 84. What if, you should have went for Monopoly from 8 to 88, man? Why stop at 84?
Well, we could do 8 to 88 if you want to do that. But I've seen 4-year-olds in the audience, and
were they hot?
It's a really cool show. And I hope you guys might have the opportunity to come out and be my guests when you have a chance to come to Vegas, and maybe I can swing some rooms at the hotel, and you can be my guest and come to the show. And
I will actually take you up on that.
Some kind of incredible, it's an incredible show. The concept and the lasers and the material, I can't tell you. I can't speak highly enough of this show. And all kidding aside, it's really it's an honor to be a part of it. And I think it's going to be something that's going to be like a Trans-Siberian Orchestra that will be an East Coast version, a Midwest version, and a West Coast version, and it'll be touring. I believe they're going to take this to London and then go to Broadway with this. But it's nothing like Rock of Ages or anything like that. It's not, It's a history lesson of how black blues guys influenced the rock guys, and then they invaded our country, and the British invasion, and it's everything from the Who, the Doors, to Hendrix, the Eagles, Queen, Zeppelin. The material is just incredible. Bon Jovi. For the 80s, there's some AC/DC, there's some Boston, there's incredible medleys going on because it's such a short period of time. The show is 2 hours and 40 minutes, and now it's down to just 2 hours, I think. And we've had to cut stuff out of the show, and there's actors and actresses in the show. There's a DJ from AM radio to a DJ from FM radio, then it goes to the 80s with a VJ, and it's an experience. It's a journey through American history on music and British history on music and how it came to America and some of the greatest material. And, you know, I've had people come who've seen just, you know, who are tired of hearing Stairway to Heaven or, you know, Living on a Prayer, you know, on the radio. But them seeing it and how there's a story behind everything, and Watchtowers by Jimi Hendrix, you know, there's a story behind everything, and you know, people walk out of the showroom with a big smile on their face because they've been touched by so many different time periods of their life. You know, I talked to a couple the other night because we go out and meet everybody, and after the show we go out and meet everybody and talk to everybody. And I met a couple the other night that, you know, their song was "Light My Fire" when they were in school, and they were in their 60s or 70s, and it took them back to when they were in high school when they met, and it's a really good feeling with the whole the whole show and the whole ensemble of people that are involved, and I can't say enough good things about it. It's not about really my career or anybody else's career on there. We just have done things in our life, and then we've been so lucky to be joined together with our leader, John Payne, and Sir Harry Cowell, who put this whole thing together. And like I said, Paul Dexter, with his brilliance and coming up with the laser shows, the history that goes with it. There's the screens. It's incredible. It's an incredible journey, man. And I really think everybody needs to see it at one point in their life. It's an incredible journey.
How can people get a hold of like your website and the dates and stuff like that about the band?
Well, they can get a hold of, I think it's the ratingtherockvault.com, and they can go there and they can go to YouTube and see some of the footage that's been on there. Joe Lynn Turner. And you can go to paulshortino.com because I've got it all over the place. And it's a beautiful thing. We're actually doing a record of the material, and we're going to release it on vinyl because it's all about classic. It's all about classic time. I'm hoping that we get to do a Quiet Riot song, because the only one that I think I could really do justice to, other than the ones that I did, would be Mental Health. That was my favorite song to do. Don't Want to Let You Go that Kevin did. Those were the two songs that I could say I did justice to. Come On, Feel the Noise, and some of the others, Slick Back Cadillac, and you know, you really have to be Kevin DeBro to do that stuff, right. You know, and I'd never wanted to try to be Kevin because there was only one Kevin. And I just tried to be Paul Shortino, trying to fill some big shoes because he was a lot taller than me.
So, you know, the funny thing is when Dave earlier said about being blacklisted, or how would you say, blackballed or blacklisted? Well, it all started, like you mentioned, Jack Russell. It all started with Jack Russell, because we asked about Quiet Riot, and he just said that they should give it up, and they should only tour with the original singer. Of course, being a singer, he would say that. Tracy Guns. So.
Well, oh, you mean Jack? Yeah.
Yeah, Jack said that. So we.
Yeah, well, I understand that, and you know, I'm friends with all of them, and you know what? It's a sad day. First of all, years ago I did a benefit for all the fire victims of that terrible moment in Rhode Island, and for them to even think of using pyro, any of them, for a show in such a small place was insanity. And I got to meet some of the victims of that tragic experience that they experienced, and let me tell you, they're scarred for life. I was so grateful to be asked to and honored to be part of that. And with good friends, Rick Derringer and Mark Farner and Carmine Apiece, Vanilla Fudge had performed, and T.M. Stevens was playing bass for them. But it was an honor to be asked to be a part of that, to raise some money for those victims. And I don't really have anything bad to say about anybody, but, one thing's for certain. When it comes to any kind of a band that made it successfully, unless you're Van Halen, it's even when you're Van Halen, because Eddie's got such a signature on his guitar, it's usually a singer that is the signature of the band.
Yeah.
With Foreigner, it was Lou Gramm. Kelly Hansen does an incredible job sounding like Lou Gramm. And he's just being himself, but that was one of his favorite singers, so obviously, he fit right in. He fit the shoes, and God bless him, and God for Mick and everybody else to carry on the great material. I was able to meet Lou and that band, but I thought Van Halen was great with Sammy Hagar. But Eddie has such a identifying sound on his guitar that, that's how you, and his brother with his drum sound, but majority of bands, you hear the Doors, and it's you see Jim Morrison, the Stones, it's Jagger, the Animals, it's Eric Burton, and even with Black Sabbath, it was Ozzy, until even when Ronnie stepped in. But Ronnie was Rainbow to me, and the only other, my favorite singer with Rainbow was Joe Lynn Turner. And anybody can have hits off of a project they're doing. I take my hat off to them. But usually it's a singer that is the identifying focus of a band, unless they're thrash metal and it's not an identifying thing. But when you come to popular music, time period from 60s to 80s, where radio was something, and MTV was MTV. You hear the Scorpions, it's Klaus Meine. You hear the AC/DC, it's Bon Scott and Brian Jones. It's that identifying figure. So I can understand why Jack said what he said. Unfortunately, Jack is physically in bad condition, and I pray for him daily.
Okay,
and I can understand where the band's coming from. They need to work and tour, So Jack had to take off some time and try to get better. And it's just terrible to get old. You know what I mean? I am so blessed to be in the shape that I'm in, because my dad was not in very good shape and died when he was a young man, and I am very lucky at 59 years old to be in good shape, and I owe a lot of that to my young beautiful wife of 22 years, Carmen Shortino. And if it wasn't for her, who takes care of me, I might be in bad shape like Jack and like Ronnie. Ronnie didn't know that he had cancer. He didn't have someone looking over him like I got looking over me, and I'm truly blessed that I'm even here, because I was born dead, and they call us blue babies. So I'm a very lucky person to count my blessings every day to be here. So I understand where Jack was coming from about the singer thing, but he has to realize that his bandmates also need to put food on the table for their loved ones and their family and their kids. And we all have been through a roller coaster in our careers and in life in general. And I think the best thing that everybody needs to do is just be grateful every day that they have, because it's a new adventure and you just don't know what's going to happen. So we should live every day as if it's our last, and
one day it will be.
Count our blessings.
All right, we're going to wrap up this interview for now. What we're going to do is, before you leave, though, we're going to have you do a station promo for us. If you just want to state your name, state your band you're with. You can talk about the show, though. You can say, hey, rating. How do you say it? Rating the Vault? Is that how you say it correctly?
Rating the rock vault.
Sorry.
That's what it is. It's about our planet getting hit by an asteroid. 1,000 years later, they come back and find the rock vault.
That's really cool.
Was that asteroid from Uranus?
Hey, you know what's funny? What's funny is that when we filmed this and did the show, it was just before 2012. December 21st. And we were filming it in a Mayan temple. The Mayan Theater in L.A. I think it was built in 1928. Wow. So I got home and looked at the stratosphere from my backyard going, well, I'm going to have a cocktail tonight and see if December 21st, this is the end of the world. And here we are. It's 2013, and we're grooving.
That's really good. All right, we're going to do is have you do a station promo for us. So just state your name.
Absolutely. This is
Rating
Paul Shortino, and I'm from Rating the Rock Vault in Las Vegas. And come see the show and rock with these guys anytime you can, because they're the shit.
That's perfect. Thank you so much. Well,
thanks, Paul.
Thank you, guys. Much love to you, and bless you guys both for carrying on the rock and roll and doing what you do best.
And have fun over there at the golf course, the mini golf.
Yeah, I am. I've got to go replace a tire.
Okay, man. Take care, man. Call AAA. They're cheaper.
I love you guys, and let's stay in contact. Please, hit me up and come out and see the show. Really, seriously, and. I'll go. And I'll hook you guys up with a room or whatever up there.
I'm going to hold you down to that. You know that.
We get escorts, too?
Yeah, I know you will. I know you'll do it, so I'm hoping you will, Dom. So I'll see you guys soon, huh?
Sounds good, man.
We're here for a year, and everything goes well for a year. We'll be here probably a little longer. Okay,
have yourself a good one there, Paul. Thanks again.
God bless you guys.
Check
it out and keep rocking.
You have just listened to an exclusive interview on Maximum Threshold. Be sure to tune in to the Maximum Threshold radio show every Saturday night from 8 till 11 p.m. Eastern at MaximumThreshold.net.